Greetings duplicants and welcome to the breach. Episode 2, things we need to do. We need to build an area to allow the CO2 to descend and not poison our duplicants. We need to upgrade our toilets to lavatories. We also need to focus rather heavily on getting science research done. This will hopefully be all completed within this episode. Early on in the game, it's really important to realise that the more you dig up, the less you have to concentrate on food production. I have about 33k at the moment in kilojoules of food, and I want to increase that by digging down. This early on, I normally concentrate on amalgamating all the fresh water in one place. But as we're likely to have access to natural gas really early on, I can hold off on that and decide where I want to put the tank and then use the power provided by the natural gas to pump it without creating problems for my duplicants. Got to remember to keep upgrading your duplicants. Obviously these duplicants were hand-picked, so it's really easy to choose what skills they're going to go into. Obviously picking their digging skills early on is very important when my plan is to go and dig. I want to get rid of the latrines early on, so I'm going to go for the toilet research. The power consumption is a lot better payoff than the unblocking of the toilets every so often. Just having a sneaky look at the soil temperatures to see if it's worth digging out here so I don't overheat my base if there's a lot of heat coming out of the caustic biome. Three good duplicants and a hatchling. I think I'm going to go for Frankie with the building +8, but I forget to rename him. Oops. No matter what you're doing in life, it's always best to keep on top of your schedule. I'm going to split my 4 duplicants over 2 shifts. These will always be my most skilled duplicants, and later on I can add another duplicant. Even though they're low skilled, it still means that work will get done during that shift. Having only 2 people on the shift means only 2 latrines will be used on a regular basis, so when one does become blocked, there's a spare one, so there's always room for people to go to toilet. I'm always surprised on how slow construction and digging is at the start. I'm just trying to construct a barracks so they're not living like students in their own filth. Sorry, I meant construction debris. Remembering to turn the eating area into a great hall for that +6 bonus. And we get round to upgrading the sleeping arrangements to some barracks. As I'm playing the spaced out DLC and the asteroids are smaller, I'm going to be far more picky with my duplicants, and I'm going to want a more highly skilled set of duplicants to run my base. What this really means is I won't just be picking up a duplicant just for the extra manpower that it will allow. Every duplicant needs to have a good input towards the base. For example, my researcher at the moment does have husbandry, but I want another duplicant that has both farming and husbandry that will be a specialist in that area. So I am likely to be turning down more duplicants than I'm taking for the foreseeable future. Rectifying the error that I haven't got the advanced research station yet. Now we've sped up time a little bit here, but you'll notice that I'm very careful about where I'm expanding to. I keep checking the temperature because this base has a lot of areas that doesn't have any bissolite. It runs directly into a caustic biome below me, and that caustic biome is 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which will kill any plants that I decide to grow if I'm not careful. Even though I don't have the insulated tiles just yet, I decide to dig directly down and block off the approaching heat from the biome. Just shy of 6 minutes, we're finally getting round to digging down to create our carbon dioxide sump. Digging down will release a little bit of hydrogen into the base, but hopefully later on when I'm producing oxygen I can flush all this hydrogen out into space. I also build a double thickness wall to slow the heat transfer until I have insulated tiles. Well, that's the CO2 pit built. I can now concentrate on the task of building a toilet. For some unknown reason, this time I decided to build over the top of my existing latrines. Normally I don't bother with this, I choose another area and just build a fresh set of toilets, showers and the outflow to where I normally build reed fibre. But obviously my brain was working different the day I did this build, so let's watch and enjoy. The first thing you see me do is expand the latrined room area to the maximum tile size of 64. This will give me an area at the back of the latrines to add some toilets so I can start getting these plumbed in while I'm still using the old latrines. With my excavations so far, I've increased the amount of food I have up to 43,000 kilojoules. This will give me the benefit of having many cycles before I have to get duplicants to start planting and tending to crops, which early on game can be a really detriment to your base. So you can see I've added 2 toilets in, but I also build a roof to allow the debris to drop down, and eventually I will build the floor and that will allow all the debris to fall down, and I have a clean toilet area with no reduction of decor value because of a lot of debris. The plan for my toilet area is to have 3 toilets, 3 wash-hand basins and 2 showers. Here I am adding in the pipework for the 3 toilets, and I'm going to add the water sieve on the outside of the building. Normally behind my toilet I want space to be able to grow reed fibre and to get rid of any polluted dirt, and also some diffusers to make sure the air is clean back there. But that'll all have to wait until I've destroyed the swamp biome behind me. One benefit of having that slime biome so close is I can see where the reed fibre is that I need to go and collect. So here I am adding in the floors for the toilet to allow the debris to fall down, and then I decide to rearrange the pipework to have the pipes flowing along the floor, in the floor, the way I prefer it for my toilets. I don't know why I do it, it's just the way I'm happy with seeing it when I'm looking at it in this kind of view. I'm now going to build a little temporary structure to prime some fresh water into the lavatories so they can be used. As using the toilets is a water positive process, the extra water will eventually be fed into the wash-hand basins and the showers for use by the duplicants. When I say it like that, it sounds disgusting. Well, the portal is offering us 3 duplicants and some dirt. We don't need the dirt, we've got 73 tons of it. First off, we have Abe, interested in cooking and farming. Traits, he's got tier 2 skill in plumbing, and he's uncultured, so increased decor morale bonus. Just can't do decorating errands, not bad, and he can't attack, so all round a fairly good duplicant. Then we have Marie, who's into building and suit wearing. It's got plumbing tier 2 as well, uncultured as well, and a pacifist. Very similar. Building and construction interests though. But our choice this time is going to be Bert. Interests in tidying, operating and building. With radiation eater and germ resistance. He can't do digging errands, but the main reason we're going to choose him is operating. We want to get that operating skill up as soon as we possibly can. Oops, I forgot to rename Bert. Oh well. Yes, I did say I wanted to get mechatronics as quickly as possible, but mechatronics is not necessarily important until after I've got refined metals, and having something that can carry a little bit more weight around with them will be useful. And the skill scrubber's all good and I know how to use it. And this is where I remember to rename the duplicants I've already chosen. So Frankie gets turned into Echo and our duplicant Bert gets turned into Luna. I'd recently had a temporary setup to add water to the system, and I've just realised I've now got some polluted water that I don't want hanging around, and I'm going to add that into the system as well and turn it into normal water so it's not off-gassing polluted oxygen into my base. This is really just the clear up process, tidying up after the construction of our toilets, which is now complete and in a fully functioning and working order. So that's another item knocked off our to-do list, toilets completed. Now we have the toilet sorted, let's continue our exploration and dig down some more. Our research has caught up with us. We're now going to add a liquid reservoir to store the excess polluted water for later on when we plant some reed fibre. It will also allow us to remove the temporary setup that is pumping polluted water into the system from the old latrines. Well, for the end of this episode, we'll dig down, do a bit more exploring and see how far away we are from the last biome in the asteroid. Hopefully this will leave us in a good position for the next episode. We'll know what resources we need to acquire and be able to make plans accordingly. Well, our starting biome was a very weird shape, but here we are at the bottom of it. So this is going to be the end of episode 2. In the background I'll do a little bit more digging out because it's not all that interesting. So I'm ready to make some plans for episode 3. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.